He sent for a quiet bride, but she was a famous singer. Nothing, she said quickly. I stepped closer. Show me. Her eyes shifted. Slowly, she pushed it across the table. The words struck me like a knife. Dalton will come. You belong to me. I looked at her. He claims you, she whispered. He lies. But you feared this letter, I said. Yes, she said. Because he never stops. He wants to own me again. But I will not go back. I wanted to believe. But fear crawled in me like a snake. You should leave this town, I said. Her voice shook. Do you want me gone? I paused. My heart pulled toward her. My mind screamed no. I do not know, I said at last. She reached across the table. Her hand touched mine. Elias, trust me. Please. I looked into her eyes. They were full of tears. Full of fight, I whispered. I want a partner. Not a storm, her voice trembled. Then let me be both. I cannot be quiet. But I can be true. My chest ached. I wanted to trust. But the storm had already entered my home. I walked down Main Street, and people stared. Their eyes followed me, and their mouths whispered. I knew they spoke about her. About Isabella. About me. Clara Bell stopped me near the well. Her voice was sharp. Elias, she is trouble. Can't you see it? I sighed. Clara, please. Leave it. She crossed her arms. I warned you. That woman brings danger. She's not quiet. She is not safe. She is not home, her words cut. I shook my head. She is my wife now. She is Dalton's singer, Clara said. I saw her on stage years ago. She sang in silk, and men threw money at her feet. I frowned. That was her past. Clara leaned closer. Past follows us, Elias. Be careful. I walked away, but her words stayed with me. At the sheriff's office, I found Harlan cleaning his rifle. He looked up. Elias, we need to talk. I sat down. About what? About Dalton, he said. Word is he's back in town. He has business here. My chest tightened. Business with me? Business with her, Harlan said. He asks about Isabella. He knows where she is. He says she belongs to him. I clenched my fists. She belongs to no one. Harlan leaned back. Dalton is rich and he pays men with guns. You need to be ready. I am always ready, I said. Be careful, Harlan warned. Revenge is costly. Don't let fear blind you. I left his office and walked home with heavy steps. The sun was down and the ranch lights glowed faintly. My heart carried Clara's warning and Harlan's fear. Inside, Isabella sat by the fire, her hands shaking over a letter. She looked up, her eyes wet. You heard the whispers, she said softly. I hear many things, I replied. Then you know, she whispered. I sat across from her. Know what? Her lips trembled. About Dalton, I stayed silent. She looked into the fire. I was his singer. He took me when I was young. He dressed me in jewels. He made me sing for his guests. I was his pride, his jewel. I felt heat rise in my chest. And more? She closed her eyes. Yes, I was his lover too, but not by choice. He used me. He kept me like a bird in a cage. I stood, pacing. And you never told me this before? Her tears spilled. Would you have married me if I did? I turned away. I asked for a quiet bride, a woman to bring peace. Instead, I get Dalton's singer. She rose and grabbed my arm. I ran from him. He betrayed me. He lay with another in front of me. I had nothing left. I fled to survive. Her voice shook, raw with pain. I looked at her. My anger softened but did not fade. And now? Did you choose me? Or am I your escape? Her grip tightened. I chose you, Elias, I swear it. I want a new life. I want love, not chains. I searched her eyes. I saw fear, but I also saw truth. Still doubt burned. What if Dalton comes? I asked. Then I will not go with him, she said. I will stay. But can I trust you? I whispered. She stepped closer. You must. Or we are lost. I pulled away, staring at the fire. Trust is not simple. Trust is like water. Easy to spill. Hard to hold. She touched her chest. I give you my heart. Do not crush it. I looked at her hand. I wanted to believe. I wanted to hold her. But my mind screamed with Clara's words. She is Dalton's singer. Later that night, I lay in bed. I heard her breathing beside me. Each breath was soft, almost broken. I stared at the dark ceiling. My heart spoke. She is hurt. She needs you. My mind spoke. She lied. She hides secrets. I turned to face her. She opened her eyes. You are awake? She whispered. Yes, I said. Say something, she begged. What do you want me to say? That you believe me, she whispered. I stayed silent. Her tears rolled in the dark. Dalton is poison, but I left him. Can't you see that? I see, I muttered. Then hold me, she pleaded. I hesitated, then wrapped my arms around her. She pressed her face to my chest and sobbed quietly. I stroked her hair, but doubt still lived inside me. Sleep, I told her. Tomorrow we will see, she clung tighter. Promise me you won't send me away. I kissed her forehead. I promise. But even as I spoke, I wondered if I lied. The fire burned low. Shadows filled the room. Outside, the wind carried whispers across the ranch. Whispers of betrayal. I closed my eyes, but peace never came. The night was quiet. The stars were sharp above me. I sat on the porch with a cup of coffee. The wood under my boots was cool. Sarah had gone to bed. Isabella hummed a soft tune in the kitchen. Then I smelled smoke. I stood fast. My eyes went wide. A red glow rose over the barn. Sarah! I shouted. Isabella, fire! They ran out quick. Sarah held a blanket. Isabella held a lamp. The barn. Sarah cried. I ran. My boots hit the dirt hard. Flames licked the sky. The cattle kicked inside, wild with fear. Help me open the doors, I yelled. Sarah grabbed the rope with me. We pulled. The doors groaned, then swung wide. Smoke poured out. The cows rushed past us, hooves loud on the ground. I coughed, my chest burning. Get them to the pen, I shouted. Isabella waved her arms, guiding the cattle. Her dress caught sparks. She slapped them out fast, her face pale but strong. Water. Sarah screamed. We formed a line. Buckets from the well. My arms ached as I threw water on the flames. The fire roared louder, eating wood like paper. Daniel! Isabella cried. She pointed to the hill. I turned. My blood froze. Victor Dalton stood in the firelight. 3 men beside him, their hats low, their rifles resting easy. They did not move to help. They only watched. My teeth ground. Rage filled me. I dropped the bucket and reached for my gun. Daniel, no! Isabella grabbed my hand. Her grip was tight. He set this. I shouted, You do not know! She cried, I know. My voice shook with anger. Look at him. Dalton raised his hand like a wave. Then he turned his horse and rode off. His men followed. The hill swallowed them. Isabella's eyes filled with tears. Please, she begged. Don't shoot! Don't give him reason. He already gave reason, I growled. He touched my home. He burned my barn. He tried to break my survival. Sarah coughed, her face black with soot. We need more water. I dropped the gun back in its holster. My heart beat like a drum. I grabbed a bucket. All night we fought. Smoke stung my eyes. My throat burned. The roof fell in with a crash. Sparks flew into the sky like red stars. At last, the fire died. Only black beams and ash remained. My barn was gone. I dropped to my knees, sweat pouring down. Sarah leaned against the well, coughing hard. Isabella knelt beside me, her hands shaking. I am sorry, she whispered. I looked at her. Sorry? This was not you. Her voice broke. It was me. He came because of me. Dalton wants me back. I shook my head. He will not have you. She touched my hand. Daniel, he will keep trying. He will not stop. My jaw tightened. Then I will stop him. Her eyes widened. No, that is war. It already is war, I said. My voice was low, cold. He started it tonight. Sarah came close, her face streaked with ash. Daniel, what now? We have no barn. We have no feed. We build again, I said. With what money? She asked. I stared at the ground. She was right. The fire had taken more than wood. It had taken my promise of home. Isabella's hand trembled in mine. I never wanted this, she said. I came for a new life. I wanted peace. I woke early that morning. The sun rose slowly over the hills, and the ranch felt empty. My boots hit the dusty floor as I walked to the table. A single letter lay there, folded and worn. I touched it with care. Sarah, my sister, came into the room. You still read that letter? She asked. Yes, I said. It gave me hope. You want too much from a stranger, she said. I only asked for a quiet bride, a home, a promise. And if she lies? Sarah asked. I looked at her. Then I will live with it. Silence is better than loneliness. Sarah sighed and poured water. You think marriage will heal you? I need peace, I said. Not fire, not noise. Just peace. The days passed slow. I worked the ranch, fixed the fences, fed the cattle. But every night I returned to that letter. Her words were simple. I wish for a safe home. I will be loyal. I will not bring shame. I believed her. One morning, Sheriff Harlan stopped at the gate. You wait for a bride? He asked. Yes, I said. He laughed. Strange way to find love. I don't need love, I told him. I need trust. He tilted his hat. Well, good luck, Elias. The world rarely gives both. Weeks passed. Dust covered the sky one day, then rain washed it clean the next. Still, I waited. My heart grew heavy, but the letter kept me steady. Then, at last, the stagecoach rolled into town. I stood near the post office, hat in hand. My boots shook on the wood as I waited. The door of the coach opened. My breath stopped. She stepped down slowly. Not the quiet bride I had imagined. She wore a bright red dress, silk that caught the sun. Her hair was dark and long, shining like river water. People gasped. Whispers filled the street. Isabella Reyes, someone said. The singer? Another asked. I froze, a famous name. A voice known from towns and theaters far away. This was no simple woman. No quiet bride, she saw me. Her eyes locked on mine, and she smiled as if she already knew me. My chest tightened. I took a step forward. You are Isabella? Yes, she said softly, her voice smooth like music. I sent for a quiet bride, I whispered. And I came, she said. The crowd pressed closer. Clara Bell, the storekeeper's daughter, leaned near me. Elias, she is trouble. Send her away. I clenched my fists. Isabella looked around at the stairs. You wrote me a letter of promise, she said. I answered. You are a singer, I said. I was, she answered. Not anymore. I could not speak. My mind turned heavy. Sarah pushed through the crowd. This is her? She asked. Yes, I said. Sarah's eyes burned. She is no quiet bride. She is fire. You wanted silence, Elias. I wanted truth, I whispered. Isabella touched her bag. May I ride with you to the ranch? I hesitated. My heart shouted no, but my mouth said yes. We rode back in silence. The horse pulled the wagon slow. I stared at the fields, dry and empty. She looked at the sky, humming a soft tune. Why did you come? I asked finally. Because I needed a home, she said. You have fame. You have money. I have nothing, she said sharply. Fame is noise. Money is dust. I need peace, her words cut me. They sounded like mine. At the ranch, Sarah pulled me aside. Elias, think. She hides secrets. Maybe, I said. But I cannot turn her out. Then you risk your soul, Sarah warned. Inside, Isabella placed her bag near the door. This is your home? She asked. Yes, I said. It is simple. It is quiet, she whispered. I studied her face. Behind her beauty, I saw fear. That night, the fire burned low. We sat at the table. Tell me the truth, I said. She looked down. What truth? Why did you leave the stage? Why come to me? Her lips trembled. Because I could not sing for liars anymore. Because I needed to survive, I leaned back. And what of Victor Dalton? I heard his name in town. Her face turned pale. Do not say his name here. So he is part of your past? I pressed. Her eyes filled with tears. Yes, he betrayed me. He used me. And I ran. I felt anger rise. And you ran to me? I ran to your promise, she whispered. To your letter. I sat in silence. Her words shook me. Could I believe her? Or was I only her escape? She reached across the table, touching my hand. I am not quiet, Elias, I know that. But I will be true if you let me. Her touch was warm. My heart wanted to trust, but my mind still feared. I looked into the fire. We will see, I said. The night deepened. I lay in bed listening to the wind outside. Beside me in the other room I heard her humming softly. A song of sorrow, not fame. I closed my eyes, whispering to myself, this was not the bride I wanted. But maybe this is the bride I need. Still, in the back of my mind, I heard the voices in town. Isabella Reyes, the singer, trouble. And I knew from that first night, my life would never be quiet again. The town buzzed when I walked with her. Men stopped their steps. Women leaned close and whispered. I felt their eyes. I kept my head down, but I heard them speak. Is that her? One woman asked. Yes, another said. The singer. My chest grew tight. I wanted a quiet life. I wanted no eyes, no noise. Instead, she sang with every step. Sarah met me at the door that night. Her arms crossed. Her eyes sharp. "Brother," she said. "Why her?" I sighed. "She came." "The letter brought her." Sarah shook her head. "No, that letter was for a quiet bride. She is not quiet. She is a storm." I looked at Isabella. She only smiled. "Do you like storms?" Isabella asked me. Her voice was soft, but her words cut. "I like peace," I said. She laughed, low but strong. "Then maybe I am not peace." Sarah stepped closer. "You should send her back, Elias. This house needs calm, not song." Isabella tilted her head. "Do you fear music, Sarah?" Sarah frowned. "I fear lies." I raised my hand. "Enough, she stays. For now." Isabella walked past us into the kitchen. She hummed as she set the kettle. The sound filled the air. At supper, Sarah stayed silent. Isabella filled the space with her voice. She spoke of towns, of travel, of the stage. I finally asked, "Why did you answer my letter?" She looked at me. "Because I wanted a home." I stared. "A home or a place to hide?" Her spoon froze. "Maybe both," she said. That night, when Sarah slept, I sat by the fire. Isabella sat across from me. "Elias," she said, "you think I lie?" "I think you sing when I need silence," I answered. She smiled faintly. "Silence is heavy." "My songs are lighter," I leaned back. "Not for me. Silence is peace. Songs bring fear." "Fear of what?" she asked. "Fear of truth," I said. She looked into the fire. "Truth hurts. Music hides pain. That is why I sang. I wanted to ask more, but I stopped. My chest burned with questions. Later, in bed, I heard her voice again. She sang a soft tune, a lullaby. I turned on my side, pressing my hands to my ears. Still, the song reached me. In the morning, Sarah met me in the yard. "You see?" she said. "She sings. She does not stop. She has a past," I said. "Yes," Sarah replied, "and the past walks behind her." "Do you know his name?" I frowned. "Whose name?" She leaned close. "Victor Dalton." The name froze me. "How do you know?" "Letters came," she said. "From town. From people who knew her." I felt my stomach drop. "Where are they?" She handed me one. The paper was torn, the ink dark. "Dalton's singer is gone. Some say she hides as a bride." I clenched the letter. "Did she see this?" "No," Sarah said. "Not yet. That evening I asked Isabella, 'Do you know a man named Victor Dalton?' I said. Her face went pale. Her hands shook. "Why?" She whispered. "Because letters came," I said. "His name is on them." She looked down. He was my past." I stepped closer. "Your past? Or your master?" She bit her lip. "He owned the stage. He owned my voice. He owned me." I felt anger rise. "And now?" She raised her head. "Now I want freedom. I chose to come here. I chose you." Her words struck me, but my mind screamed caution. "Did you love him?" I asked. She closed her eyes. "I thought I did. Until he broke me, I wanted to believe. I wanted to trust." But her silence before cut deep. "You should have told me," I said. "I feared you would send me away," she whispered. I turned, my fists tight. "Maybe I still should." Her eyes filled with tears. "Then I will go." "But I wanted a home, Elias, not fame, not chains, just a home." I looked at her and saw the storm in her eyes. Part fire, part fear. That night, Sarah spoke again. "She is dangerous," Sarah said. "She brings Dalton's shadow here," I answered. "And if I send her away, what then? Dalton may follow. He may burn all we have." Sarah looked down. "Then you must choose. Her or peace." I walked outside. The moon was high. The wind sharp. I thought of Dalton's name. I thought of her song. I thought of my letter, my promise. When I returned inside, Isabella sat at the table. A new letter lay in front of her. She read it fast, then hid it under her hand. I asked, "What is that?" I looked into her eyes. They were wide, scared, but still strong. "Peace left when Dalton followed you here." She shook her head. "If I go back, maybe he will stop." My chest burned hot. "No, he wants to own you. He will never stop. Even if you go back, he will hurt us all." Her lips pressed tight. "Then what will you do?" I stood, my hands still shaking. "I will fight. I will make him pay." Her tears spilled. "If you fight him, you may die." I put my hand on her cheek. "Then I die protecting my land, my family, my wife," she sobbed. "I am not worth this war." "You are worth more," I said. "But he must learn." Sarah looked at me hard. Daniel, think. Revenge will cost everything. I turned to her. And if I do nothing, we lose anyway. Silence fell. The flames were gone, but smoke still curled into the night sky. I walked to the ashes. My boots sank in black dust. I bent down, picked up a burned piece of wood. It crumbled in my hand. This was my barn, I said softly. Now it is nothing. But I am still here. And I will not break. Isabella came to my side. I fear this will destroy us. I looked at her. It will not. Unless we let it. Her hand rested on my arm. Promise me one thing. What? I asked. Promise me you will not lose yourself to hate. I closed my eyes. I promise to protect you. That is all I can promise. She nodded, but her tears did not stop. We worked until morning. The sun rose over ruins. Smoke curled like ghosts. Henry rode in from town, his eyes wide. What happened? Dalton, I said. My voice was flat. Henry cursed. I'll get men. We'll fight. No, I said. Not yet. This is my fight, he frowned. You cannot face him alone. I can, I said. And I will. He looked at the ashes, then at Isabella. This will end in blood. Yes, I said. It already has. The day grew hot. We buried the dead calf. We counted what was left. Not much. That night I sat again on the porch. The stars were dim behind smoke. Isabella sat beside me silent. Finally she spoke. Do you hate me now? I shook my head. No, I hate him. But he came for me, she said. He came to break me, I answered. You were only the excuse. Her hand touched mine. Then we fight together. I turned to her. Together? Yes, she whispered. I will not run. I will not leave. If war comes, I will stand with you. Her voice was steady now. Not fear. Not music. Courage. I felt my chest rise with new fire. Dalton thought he could break me. He thought he could burn my home and steal my wife. He thought he could make me bow. But I swore that night, as the ashes cooled, that I would make him pay, no matter the cost. I walked to the barn ruins after sunset. The ashes were cold, and the smoke smell still clung to the broken wood. My boots kicked stones as I moved. Something shifted in the shadows. Who is there? I called. A man's voice shook. Don't shoot, Elias, it's me. I stepped closer. Miguel crawled out from behind the fallen beams, his face black with soot. What are you doing here? I asked. He raised his hands. I needed shelter. I had no place to go. Not here, I said. This is my ranch. You don't belong. Miguel looked at the dirt. I know. But I must tell you something. Speak, I said, my hand on my gun. He licked his lips. Dalton paid me. My chest froze. Paid you? For what? To bring Isabella back, he whispered. He wants her. He said I could earn money if I delivered her. I grabbed his collar and pulled him up. You filthy snake. You sold your sister? Miguel coughed. I needed money. I thought I could pay my debts. Dalton promised more than I ever dreamed. My fists shook. Do you know what you've done? You burned us all, Miguel's eyes darted. I never touched the fire. That was Dalton's men. I only gave him news. News about us. I asked. Yes, he said. About your ranch, your letters, your nights. I told him you would fight for her. He laughed and said you were a fool. I pushed him hard against the beam. And you still came here? I came to warn her, Miguel said quickly. Dalton will take her soon. He will not stop. The barn creaked in the wind. My anger burned hotter than the fire that destroyed it. You used her, I said. Now you say you want to help? Miguel lowered his head. She is my sister. I could not leave her without warning. Behind me, a voice broke. Miguel? Isabella stood at the doorway, her dress pale in the moonlight. She stepped forward slowly. Is it true? She asked. Miguel's eyes watered. Yes, I am sorry, Hermana. I thought of myself first. I thought money would save me. Isabella's hand trembled. You betrayed me. You betrayed my trust. I had no choice, Miguel said. There is always a choice, she cried. Her tears cut through the dust on her cheeks. She turned to me, her voice shaking. Elias, believe me. I did not know. I never wanted him near. I swear on my life. I stared at her, my heart torn in two. The smoke in the barn felt heavier now. Do you love me, Isabella? I asked. Her voice broke. Yes, more than my own breath. But I cannot erase his blood from my name. Miguel reached for her hand, but she pulled back. Go, she said. I cannot, he whispered. Dalton will kill me if I fail him. I stepped forward. Then run far. Leave this land. If I see you again, I will not hold back. Miguel swallowed hard. Elias, I never meant to destroy you. You already did, I said. He turned and ran into the night, his figure shrinking into darkness. Silence filled the barn. Only the crickets cried. Isabella dropped to her knees, her hands covering her face. I cannot bear this, she said. I knelt beside her. Why did you never tell me he had a brother in debt? She shook her head. Because I thought he was safe. I thought he would stay away. I held her shoulders. But he did not. He sold you. Her tears fell fast. I am not his crime, Elias. Please see me, not him. My chest hurt. I wanted to believe her, but Dalton's shadow pressed between us. I need truth, I said softly. I gave you truth, she whispered, but you cannot hear it through your anger. I stood walking to the doorway. The night was black, stars like tiny holes in the sky. You should rest, I told her. She lifted her head. Will you come to me? I don't know, I said. Tonight I cannot. Her eyes closed and her shoulders shook. Then I will wait. Even if the night breaks me. We walked back to the house in silence. Sarah stood at the porch, her arms crossed. Where were you? She asked. In the barn, I said. With Miguel. Her eyes narrowed. What did he want? To sell us, I answered. Sarah's face hardened. I told you she would bring trouble. Do not blame her, I said sharply. He chose this path, yet she followed it, Sarah whispered. I clenched my jaw. Enough. Go to bed. She turned away without another word. Inside, Isabella sat by the fire. The flames lit her face, soft but broken. Elias, she said quietly. Yes. Do you hate me now? I shook my head slowly. I don't hate you. But I don't know who you are anymore. Her lips trembled. I am the woman who came here to love you. But my past does not let me go. I sat across from her. Your past may kill us both. She lowered her head. Then let me fight with you. Do not shut me out. I wanted to reach for her hand, but I didn't. The fire cracked between us. Hours passed. Sarah's door closed upstairs. The house grew still, Isabella whispered. I fear the night. I looked at her. So do I. When we lay in bed, I kept my eyes open. Her breathing was soft, close to my ear, but doubt cut deeper than rest. I stared at the ceiling and thought of Miguel's words, Dalton's laugh, Isabella's tears. Was she my wife? Or was she still Dalton's jewel? The night was long, and silence was heavier than any sound. I heard the hoofbeats before I saw them. Dust rose from the road. My chest tightened. I knew Dalton had come. The town street grew quiet. People stepped back, doors shut, curtains moved. I stood in front of the saloon, my hand near my belt. Dalton rode in, smiling like a king. Beside him sat Samuel Boyd, tall, cold, his hand resting on a black gun. Dalton pulled his horse to a stop. Carter, he called, I came for my bride. I stepped forward. She is not yours, he laughed. You bought her with a letter. I owned her with music, money, and stage lights. She belongs to me. Isabella grabbed my arm. I don't belong to him, she whispered. I chose you. I held her hand tight. Dalton's smile faded. Then you both will die in the dust. Samuel slid off his horse, boots heavy on the ground. He stared at me, gray eyes like stone. You carry a gun, he said. Let us see if you know how to use it, Isabella gasped. No duel, please. Dalton sneered. Quiet, songbird. He will fight or he will crawl. Sheriff Harlan stepped out, voice shaking. There will be no killing today. Dalton turned his head. Then stop me. The sheriff's hand hung by his side, but he did not move. His eyes lowered. Fear. Dalton laughed again. The law bends, Carter. The law bends to power. My throat felt dry. I looked at Isabella. Her eyes begged me to walk away. Say no, she whispered. We can leave, Daniel. We can run. I shook my head. If I run, we lose the ranch, the cattle, our home. We lose freedom. Her tears spilled. If you fight, you may lose your life. I kissed her hand. Love cannot live in chains. Samuel stepped closer. The street, now. I moved into the center. The dust swirled around my boots. The crowd gathered in silence. Dalton dismounted, leaning against a post, smiling. Kill him slow, Samuel, Isabella screamed. Stop this! Victor, stop! He ignored her. Samuel's voice was calm. On my count, I nodded. My fingers shook, but I kept them near my belt. My heart pounded hard. I thought of Henry, Sarah, the ranch, the fire. I thought of Isabella's song in the night. 1, Samuel said. The street felt smaller. 2, the sun burned my face. 3, his hand moved fast. But my hand moved too. Bang, smoke filled the air. My ears rang. I staggered. My chest burned with fear. I opened my eyes. Samuel stood frozen. A red line spread across his shirt. His gun dropped. He fell heavy into the dust. Gasps rose from the crowd. Dalton shouted. "No!" He rushed forward, his face twisted. "You killed my man!" I raised my gun. My voice shook but held. "You wanted blood. Now you have it." He glared at me. "This is not finished," Isabella cried, running into my arms. "You are alive. You are alive." I held her close, shaking. My body was weak, but my grip was strong. Dalton spat in the dust. "You will regret this." The town may cheer, but blood calls blood. Sheriff Harlan stepped forward, voice stronger now. "Enough, Dalton." "He won fair. Leave." Dalton turned on him. "You hide behind Carter's gun. You are nothing." The sheriff drew his pistol, hand steady for once. "I am the law, and today the law says go." Dalton's eyes burned with hate. He climbed back on his horse. "This is not the end, Carter. You killed one shadow. I have more." He rode out, dust trailing, hate following. The crowd whispered. Some clapped. Others shook their heads. Clara Bell called out, "You brought danger, Daniel. You brought death to town." I looked at her with tired eyes. "I brought survival." She turned away, bitter. Isabella pressed against me. "You fought for me." "I fought for us," I said. Her tears dropped on my chest. "But now he will come again." "I know," I whispered. "But I will be ready." The sheriff patted my shoulder. "You did what you had to do. Don't blame yourself." I nodded, but inside I felt no peace. My hand still shook. The smell of gunpowder clung to me. We walked back to the ranch as the sun set. The town stared, some with respect, some with fear. At home, Sarah met us at the gate. I heard shots. "Tell me you are safe." "I am safe," I said. "But not free." Isabella sat down, face pale. "He will not stop." "He said so," Sarah frowned. "Then we must prepare." I stared at the burned barn in the distance. He took fire to my home once. He may take more. Isabella touched my arm. "I am sorry. I brought him here." I looked into her eyes. "No, he brought himself. You are not his. You are mine." Her lips trembled. "Then swear you will not fall into hate." I closed my eyes. "I swear nothing." "Hate keeps me alive," she cried, turning her face away. "Then hate may take you from me." Her words cut deep. I wanted to answer, but no words came. The night fell. We sat at the table. Bread and beans again. Silence heavy. Finally, Isabella spoke. "Daniel, do you regret it?" I looked at my hands. "I regret that my hands are never clean," she whispered. "I still trust you. I still love you." Her words warmed me for a moment, but in my chest a storm stayed. I walked outside before sleep. The stars shone cold and far. I held the gun, cleaned it slow, and thought of Samuel's face, Dalton's rage, Isabella's tears. I whispered into the night. "This is not finished." The wind carried no answer, only silence, and in that silence I knew one gunshot had saved me, but many more waited in the dark. The street was full of people. The sun was hot above me. I felt sweat run down my back. My boots hit the dust with each step. "Elias!" Isabella screamed my name. I did not turn. I kept walking forward. My hand brushed against my gun. My heart beat hard inside my chest. Samuel Boyd stood waiting. His hat tilted low. His eyes were cold and sharp. He looked like death itself. Dalton stood beside him, smiling wide. "End this now, Carter," he called. "Leave the woman, leave the land. Or die here." I stopped in the center of the street. My eyes locked on Samuel. The crowd was silent. Children hid behind mothers. Old men leaned on sticks. Everyone waited for blood. "I am not leaving," I said. Samuel lifted his chin. "Then you die." My hand hovered near my gun. My breath slowed. My eyes did not move. "Don't do this!" Isabella cried again. She pushed through the crowd. "Please, Elias." "Don't fight!" "Stay back." I shouted. She froze. Her hands shook. Tears cut her face. Dalton laughed. "See, Isabella? He will die for nothing. Come with me now, and I will spare him." Her voice broke. "I am not yours, Dalton." I never was. His face darkened. He spat in the dust. You are mine. Always mine. Samuel's fingers touched the grip of his gun. My stomach tightened. Time slowed. I whispered to myself, home, love, trust. I must survive. The air was heavy. I could hear my own blood. Draw, Samuel said. The word cracked like thunder. My hand moved fast. His hand moved too. A shot rang out. The world froze. Smoke filled the air. The crowd gasped. I looked down. I was still standing. My chest was dry. No blood. I looked up. Samuel's eyes widened. His gun fell from his hand. He staggered, then dropped to the ground. The dust swallowed him. His hat rolled away. Silence covered the street. Only the wind moved. My gun shook in my hand. I breathed hard. Dalton stepped forward, rage twisting his face. "Murderer!" he shouted. "You will pay for this." He drew first, I said. "You think that matters?" Dalton screamed. "You killed my man." He pointed at Isabella. "And you stand with this fool? You shame yourself, you whore." My blood burned hot. My hand lifted the gun again. "Say that again," I warned. He grinned, cruel and wide. Whore, that's all she ever was. Rage filled me. I raised the gun. My finger pressed the trigger. "Elias!" Isabella screamed. She ran forward, grabbing my arm. "No, please. Let me end him." I shouted. "Don't," she begged. "Don't let hate win. If you kill him now, you will lose me forever." Her tears hit my hand. Her voice cut deeper than bullets. I looked at Dalton. His smirk dared me. My chest burned with fury, but her eyes held me. Her voice held me. Slowly, I lowered the gun. The crowd whispered. Some nodded. Some frowned. Dalton laughed again. "Weak," he said. "You are weak." "No," I answered. "I am free." The sheriff stepped forward at last. "Enough," he said. "Take your men and leave, Dalton." "This is over," Dalton glared at me. "It is not over. I swear by God, I will take everything from you." He turned and walked away. His boots left deep prints in the dust. Samuel's body lay still. The sun beat down. I dropped my gun into the dirt. My knees felt weak. Isabella fell into my arms. "I thought I lost you," she whispered. "You almost did," I said. She pressed her head to my chest. "Promise me, Elias, no more blood. No more hate." I closed my eyes. "I promise. But I fear Dalton will not stop." "Then we face him together," she said. I kissed her hair. My heart shook with love and fear. The crowd began to leave. The town whispered of death, of survival, of revenge. But I heard only her voice. I picked up my gun and walked her home. Inside, Sarah sat waiting. Her face pale, her hands tight. "Did you kill him?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "He drew first." She nodded slowly. "Dalton will come again." "I know," I answered. "Then you must be ready," she said. "I am ready," I told her. "But I'm tired of hate." Isabella held my hand. "We must live, Elias. Not just survive. Live." Her words sank into me. They hurt, but they healed too. That night, the sky was clear. Stars filled the dark. I sat on the porch with Isabella beside me. "Do you regret it?" she asked. I shook my head. "I regret nothing. But I fear what comes." She leaned on me. "Fear is part of life. But so is love." I smiled faintly. "You were meant to be quiet." "But your voice is louder than the sky," she laughed softly. "And you were meant to be alone. But you are not." We sat in silence, but it was not empty silence. It was full of promise, full of pain, full of hope. Inside, the fire glowed. The house felt alive again. But deep in my chest, I knew Dalton's shadow still walked near. The duel was over. Samuel was gone. But the war was not finished, and I was no longer just a man waiting for peace. I was a man who had chosen love over hate, survival over death. I whispered into the night, "Let the storm come." I am ready. The night was still when I woke. I smelled the dust in the air and heard the cattle moving restless near the dry pasture. My throat felt tight. The water was low. The well had grown bitter. I pushed open the door and stepped outside. The wind carried a sharp smell, not of earth, but of poison. "Sarah," I called. She came running, her shawl wrapped around her shoulders. "What is it?" "The water," I said. "Taste it." She touched the bucket, sniffed, then threw it away. "God help us. Someone poisoned it." I closed my fist. "Dalton," Sarah looked at me. "He will never stop." "No," I said. Not until one of us is gone. At sunrise, I rode into town. The people whispered as I passed. Their eyes followed me. They had seen my duel with Samuel Boyd. They knew blood was already on my hands. Sheriff Harlan stood outside his office, hat low. "Elias," he said. "Trouble again?" "Yes," I told him. "The well. Dalton poisoned it. My cattle will die," the sheriff sighed. I warned him. I told him to leave. "He will not listen." "Then make him listen," I said. Harlan frowned. "I am the law, but Dalton holds money and money holds fear. The town bends to him." I leaned close. "If you do nothing, I will." He studied my face. "You already carry blood, Elias. More will drown you." "Better to drown than starve," I answered. He said nothing, only stared at the dust between his boots. When I returned, Isabella was waiting on the porch. She wore no fine dress, only a plain one of cotton. Her hair was loose, her eyes dark. "You went to the sheriff," she said. "Yes, and?" "He fears Dalton." She looked down. "I feared him once too." I sat beside her. "Tell me." She drew in a deep breath. "Dalton wanted my voice, my face, my body. He dressed me in jewels, made me sing for men who paid him. I thought it was love. It was not. It was a cage. When he betrayed me, I ran. I wanted peace. I wanted home. That is why I answered your letter." Her eyes filled with tears. "But I brought my storm to you." I reached for her hand. "No, you brought truth. You brought fight. You brought me something real." She trembled. "I see blood, Elias, Samuel, Dalton's men. Now the water. I brought all this." I lifted her chin. "No, he brought it. And I will end it." That evening, Dalton came to town. He rode with 4 men. His voice carried over the street. "Where is my bride?" He shouted. "Where is Isabella?" I stepped into the open. "Here is her husband." Dalton's smile was cold. "Husband? You are nothing. A rancher with broken barns and poisoned wells. Give her back, and I may spare you." "You betrayed her," I said. "You betrayed love." "She is mine now," the crowd gathered. Some whispered my name. Others shook their heads. Dalton spat. "She sang for kings, Elias. She sat in halls of power." "And you think she belongs with you?" "No, she belongs with me." Isabella moved from behind me. Her voice shook but held strong. "I belong to no man. I choose." Dalton's eyes narrowed. "And you choose him?" "Yes," she said. "I choose Elias. I choose freedom." The crowd gasped. Dalton's face turned red. He raised his gun. Before he fired, Sheriff Harlan stepped forward. "Dalton, put it down! You are under arrest for arson, poisoning, and murder." The street fell silent. Dalton laughed. "You dare? You weak man, you dare arrest me?" Harlan lifted his rifle. "I do." Dalton's men looked at each other, then stepped back. Fear crossed their faces. The town had turned. Dalton cursed. "Traitors!" I moved closer. "Your time is done." The sheriff's voice cut sharp. "Drop the gun." Dalton's hand shook. His eyes darted to Isabella, then to me. For a moment I saw fear. He dropped the gun. The sheriff cuffed him. The crowd cheered. That night the town gathered at my ranch. Buckets of clean water came from neighbors. Men carried wood to rebuild the barn. Women baked bread. Children sang. I stood in the yard watching. For the first time I felt the town on my side. Isabella knelt beside me. Her hands were cold, her face pale. "I brought this storm," she whispered again. I shook my head. "No, we both survived it." Her tears fell onto my hand. "You still want me? After all this?" I pulled her close. I wanted a quiet bride. I thought I needed silence. But I see now silence is death. I need your voice. I need your fight. I need your love. She cried harder, but her smile broke through. "Then you have it." Days passed. Dalton was locked away. His men scattered. The ranch healed. Sarah helped mend fences. She looked at me one evening and said, "I doubted her, Elias. I thought she would betray you." But she stayed. She fought. She saved us. "Yes," I said. "She saved me," Isabella sang again. "Not for kings, not for money, but for us." Her voice carried through the night air, soft and true. The cattle calmed, the workers smiled, and even the stars seemed to listen. I sat with her after the song. "My quiet bride never came," I whispered. She touched my chest. "You never needed quiet." "You needed love," I kissed her hand. "Not quiet, not safe, but real," she smiled. "Real is enough. We buried the dead by the Oak Hill. Men lost in the fire, in the duel, in Dalton's greed. I stood by each grave and promised to remember. Isabella stood beside me, her fingers locked with mine. When the sun fell, we walked back through the ashes. The barn was half built, but the smoke smell still lingered. I looked at her. "Do you regret coming here?" She shook her head. "No, my past was noise. My songs were cages. Here, even with pain, I found freedom. I breathed deep, and I found love." One night, alone under the stars, I spoke to myself. My quiet bride never came. Instead, I met a woman who fought, sang, and cried. Not quiet, not safe, but real. I finally know survival is not silence. Survival is love, broken, yet alive. The wind carried my words into the dark, and for the first time in years, I felt peace.